Hi, I made this little swatch because I want to talk about edge stitches, dropping edge stitches, picking edge stitches up. I see some people drop an edge stitch and they're just lost as to what's going on with all those loops. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to show you the anatomy of an unfallen, normal edge stitch. And as you can see, it's made up of knots, loop, knot, loop, knot. This is when you don't do, try to make that fancy stitch up the side. That's another subject, which is actually for garter. We're not talking about it today. So I'm going to drop a few stitches just to let you watch what happens as I drop. Okay, I've been dropping down. Let's pull this stitch out. I've pulled it out, but it's not fully out. What else is it there? It's in the stitch below. So to get one big loop, I pull it out of 2 stitches. The first stitch being its own head, and the second stitch is the one that's below it. So it's a 2, that is why it's long, and it's 2, if you think about the stitches, rung, rung, each one has 2 rungs attached. So if I were knitting it up, I would knit this rung, that rung, this rung, that rung, this rung, that rung, all the way up, even though it's one loop. And what it is as you go out, you turn around and go into the next stitch. Well, what is the next stitch? It's the one that you had just finished when you're going the other way. It makes more sense. So watch me pick these up the way that you would pick a stitch up if you had dropped it and it was leaving down, running down the side, and you're just at a loss. The first one picks up the first rung. Make sure you get no tails there. And the second rung goes into the first one that you just picked up. That makes the knot. This gives you your loop. Don't get tangled. This gives you your knot. So you can see that to go up, you're taking 2 rungs. And I'll let you watch me take this all the way to the top. It's kind of a stringy yarn. It wants to split its plies, so let's not let it do that. Even though I have no use for this piece other than this project. So the slip-a-stitch Salvedge is a garter stitch edge. It helps garter stitch look pretty. It's going to roll also and disappear. So when you're knitting, if a flat web, if you take the trouble to raise the edge needle every other row so that you can have that nice braid up the side, it's just extra work. It's going to roll in just as much as any other Salvedge. And when I look at that Salvedge 4 stockinette and I look at it, just sort of wonks out this little row that's next to it. It's not, it just loosens it up also. And it kind of looks like a braid, but it all rolls in. So it's not the prettiest thing. I don't know. I imagine it's your choice Okay, there's one. Did you see what I just did? I just decided I'm just going to pull that whole thing through and not give myself any room. So let's do that one more time. Let's pull in one, and then the other side. Oops, didn't get the other side, did I? Okay, pull in the bottom. Pull in the other side. Now I'm assuming this is a stitch. Yes, it is. And there we have it. And so when you come back, once again, we have knot, loop, knot, loop, knot, loop. Let me show you another trick. If you're sewing these two ends together, let's say they're two big pieces of garment and you're going to sew them together. This little inside knot is where we would go if this was in the round. This is the stitch that would attach to that little inside knot. So these are the stitches that when they tell you to grab the other side, you want to grab this stitch and attach it to the little guy that's inside the knot. It's kind of always hidden down in there if you look closely. It's here and here and here and here. Now you could just ignore it and grab a knot or grab a loop, but if we're talking garment correct, that's the stitch to grab when you're sewing. So, not the lesson that I meant to teach of the day, but a little side. This looks like it needs washed and unwonged, but it's a nice salvage. So there you go. In case you drop a side stitch, now you know what to do.